Woo! Woo! Ah, man, I just love to listen to some music. Nobody beats the beat. Nobody beats the beat. I enjoy playing music. Gets me excited. I'm from the 90s. And I grew up in a nice era where, good, healthy dancing. And but that's it. Thank you for entertaining me. This is Math. Again, Donovan Smith in the Post Meridian. I say Post Meridian because I only tutor in the Post Meridian. There are free worksheets out there. And I truly believe if there are free worksheets, there should be instructions with it. So I am the guy that's going to give you instructions. Today, multiplying square roots. Not that bad. Should be a fun lesson. Download the worksheet. There are answer keys. The only way you're going to get better at this is practice, practice, practice. That's the only way you're going to build your math muscles. Thank you for entertaining me again. Let's get into this really quick. Now, the way you look at this problem right here really quick, you could just say, we multiply 5 squared times 5 squared. You could say 5 squared times 5 squared, which is 25 squared. Or you can recognize that once, if you multiply it and it's going to create a perfect square, it's going to give you back your root right here. So basically, 25 square is just 5 by itself. The goal right now is to kind of get to a perfect square and simplify. And let's get to number 2 right here. Number 2, in which you have 10, square root of 10 times square root of 2 is just the square root of 20. And then in here, you got to kind of look for a perfect square to kind of simplify this further. So what you're going to do right here is that you're going to realize that 4 times 5 is going to equal to 20. So you're going to take the square root of 4 and the square root of 5 right here. Square root of 2, square root of 4 is 2. The answers are jumping at me. The answers. All right, so it's 2. Square root of 5 right here. Simple as that. Now, get back down to number 3. We're going to jump into it really quick. 3 and 5. Let's take a look at it. If we say the square root of 8 times square root of 8 is 64, but you know that 64 is just 8. So this answer right here for number 3. You can say this. I'm going to do it just so you guys can practice. But again, it's just the square root of, it's just equal to 8 right here. So square root of 64 is equal to 8. And you take a look at 5. It's just square root of 9. And you know that 9 is a perfect square. So it's just 3 right here. Now let's take a look at 20 right here. Excuse me, number 4. You can look at this. What you have is square root of 200. And now you know that 100 is a perfect square. 100 times 2. So therefore, when you put it back in here, you have a square root of 100 times 2. And the square root of 100 is just what, 10. So this one is just 10 square root of 2. Easy peasy. So the goal right now is kind of to get to identifying your perfect squares and just continue to simplify it. It's just straight multiplication, nothing too fancy. So now let's go down just a little bit more right here. Let's take a look at example number, you pick it. We're going to do 8 and 9 right here. And that should be able to kind of help you out just a little bit. Now, 8 right here is like you have square root of 5 and times 2 square root of 2. So this right here is just equal to 2 square root of 10. And at this point, 10, the only factors of 10 right here is just 2 and 5, right? And 1 and 5 right here. So those are the factors that I see. Excuse me. You got 1 and 5. These are your prime factorizations right here. So when I look at this, there's no way I can have a perfect square. So this is your answer right here. So this more practice you get, the answers will jump at you. But the goal of this worksheet is to kind of go through what is your metacognitive process. How you like that word? Metacognitive process. I think that right there deserves a little entertainment. For you to nobody beats the biz. Nobody beats the biz. Metacognitive process. Woo! That means what do you think about when you solve these problems? All right, let's do, I said 10. So we're going to do this again. We have -2 right here. And we have square root of 2 times square root of 5, which is just square root of 10. And there's nothing else to be done. Now, let's kind of go down here. I'm sure there are some more interesting ones as we go down the path right here. Now, let's take a look at 13, 14, 15, 16, 13, 14, 15, 16, 13, 14, 15, 15. I said it twice. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, I had to close my eyes. Like little wheel of fortune right here. So now this right here, the way you do this right here is that you're going to distribute this through. So you're going to multiply this and then multiply times this right here. And then at this point, it's either you add it or subtract it. We'll see what goes on. So therefore, if we know that this right here is just 10 square root of 10 times square root of 10 right here, which is just equal to 100 square root 100 square root. And then what we're going to do right here, I'm just doing the math up top. And then what we have here is 2 square root of 10. So what you're doing right now, you're just actually distributing it. And then the square root of 100 is just 10. And so then you have plus 2 square root of 10. Sometimes you're tempted to kind of add these two together, but you can't. So we'll just do another one just so we can see how this is done. Let's go with 17, and then we kind of wrap it up with that. Again, there's an answer key. I hope this was helpful. The goal is kind of think of perfect squares, and the same distributive rule that you guys have learned in order of operation, it applies. So right here, we're going to multiply this times this, and then multiply times this. You just distribute it through. So right here, you're going to have equal to 5 square root of 5, right? Plus, we're going to have the square root of 5 times the square root of 5, which is, it's 5, but let's do it square root of 25 right here so you guys can understand the steps. And as soon as you guys get good at this, you guys can start skipping steps. And as the answers start to jump out at you, then you can do it. So we're going to continue to simplify it. And then we have 5 square root of 5 plus square root of 25 is 5. And once you guys are doing worksheets, it's all right to make mistakes, but it's all right to kind of go back and double check yourself. Sometimes when we get into tutoring and we're teaching, and we want to be so perfect, but the goal is to reflect and understand the process. Today's word is metacognitive. And again, this is Donovan Smith, your math coach in the Pools Meridian. And I say that because I only tutor in the PM. Thank you.